Hello everybody, Mixed Bag of Wrestling. Great episode coming to you right now. Now, this Mixed Bag of Wrestling is about what happened in Raw. A couple of things of Raw. My feelings that I didn't express when I did my Raw review, mainly because I was not feeling very well. This is the time of year where pollen really screws with my system really badly, and once I take my medicine, I just don't seem to be fully focused. I mean, I did a decent review, not a great one, but a decent one, but I just felt like I was just lacking certain things because I was really zonked. When the weather's like this, I just feel terrible. Right now I'm okay. But let me put it to you like this, for what I missed or didn't express in this Raw. You already know I didn't like it. But there were certain things that were done that I missed that would have made it even worse. Now let's get rid of the 500-pound elephant in the room. I've heard a couple of people already talk on YouTube about this incident. Many of them have been saying, hey, the ref screwed up. A few saying Natalya was off in her timing. I reviewed the part between Natalya and AJ with that mixed tag. And I'm going to say this. Honestly, I believe Natalya let go of that hold purposely. Look. You could say maybe she's trying to do a heel turn. Maybe she was off on her timing with AJ. Honestly, that just doesn't feel right for me personally. There's something wrong. I'm not a big Natalya fan. And I'm not a big fan of Total Divas. If you've seen my Divas review, you'll see I'm not a fan of it because it gets too personal. And I know there's been a couple of subscribers that said, dude, I'm sick of them. Stop being the Kardashians. Be wrestlers. Learn how to wrestle. I can understand those feelings. But in this respect, the problem here is this. Just checking my cat. The problem here is this. We know these people have lives behind the screen. We know Tyson Kidd is married now to Natalya. And I don't know if that's the problem. I don't know if they're not going to renew her contract. Maybe she's still being screwed over by the company because of the farting thing she used to do. But essentially, Natalya let go of that hold on purpose. I don't know what happened that particular day behind the scenes before they went out, where she was pissed off about something, but she purposely screwed that match over for some dumb reason. For me, it's a dumb reason. For her, it probably was a valid reason. Maybe it was because the brass in the back was treating her like shit. Maybe AJ said something stupid. Maybe she was mad at Tyson Kidd for something. Maybe someone said something entirely different to her. Maybe she was having PMS. You never know. But she purposely messed up that match at the end. Going to the ref to grab him, to raise her hand. He's going, I can't do that now. So what does she do? She replays that entire match and says, you better tap. And of course, AJ had no choice because she's slated to lose that match. And she taps. But that just makes them look so bad. I said in my review that I have no interest in seeing the Bellas go, Brie Bella going against Natalya. I don't care. I don't. I'm completely... I'll give it to you like this. Any parts of Total Divas that I have seen was because of Naomi. I didn't give a fuck about anybody. If I'm going to see any parts of the next episode of Total Divas, and I skipped through Total Divas, the only thing I wanted to see was Jonathan and Naomi. I saw the teasers for Jonathan breaking some glass in their house. And I've already said this in my review. If that motherfucker hurts Naomi, I want to blow his kneecaps off. But that didn't happen. Naomi's alright. Those two still love each other. And as much as I kind of wish I was in this position, I want to see Naomi happy. That was the only reason I watched it. I also like JoJo. She's cute as hell. Woo. Shame she's only 19. But the point is that Naomi was my focus. If I was going to see the next episode of Total Divas, it's just to see her curse out her husband. Well, fiance at the time. I don't give a fuck about Total Divas. I want to understand at least to the point of what's going on with Natalya. Because if you see this now, maybe the issues that Natalya has with her husband now has not been rectified. If he's still out due to injury, that could be a problem. Now that's my feelings. Natalya purposely messed up that match. Now moving on to Dolph Ziggler now having to team up with Caitlyn, I believe in SummerSlam, I believe. I have not checked to see what the card is yet. I'm going to. But I just feel sorry for Dolph Ziggler. For the simple fact that every time when he's about to be featured, he has to be put with someone to be featured. It's not the fact that he can't talk properly. He can talk very well. He's not one of the best talkers. He's not. He ain't even close. But when it comes down to it, he can talk pretty well. He does good work in the ring. He does have decent charisma. The problem with his charisma is because of them teaming him with somebody. Now he's teamed with Caitlyn. Do I see anything good in Dolph's future? Honestly, no. If they finally decide to pull the trigger on him and let him finally get into the main title scene alone, I will be happy, not as a big fan, but just to see the man at least be given the opportunity. But do I believe that's going to happen? No. Dolph is always going to stay in the mid-card as a face or a heel. He will always be paired with someone because they don't believe that he has the ability. And that's a waste. You never know what a person has in their ability until you give them the chance to try it. Look at Kofi Kingston. I did a video on him. And I believe the Slug Daddy did it a couple of weeks ago talking about Kofi's now back. This is your opportunity, WWE. Give this man a chance. Now, I would love to see Kofi Kingston in the main title scene for the World Championship like Dolph Ziggler. But they had the chance in 2009 with a Randy Orton. And it didn't happen. They had the chance in 2000, maybe 12. They could have done something then too. 2011 was more of the Nexus than anything else. Or the core. Or anything else. Particularly what happened with CM Punk dealing with Cena. But he had a chance in 2012. I don't see this happening in 2013 for Kofi. I've already said Kofi should go off to TNA. He should. Hell, more than a few people should go off to TNA. Kofi should go to TNA. Dolph Ziggler should go to TNA. And Natalya should go to TNA. Those are three people I believe that might stand a better chance at least having some level of fame if they're as stupid as they are in the WWE. Now, I'm going to move on to the last thing I want to talk about, which is Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes. I was very brief in my Raw review because I really wasn't feeling very well. But I want to say this. I am more interested in this feud than any feud there. I'm not interested that much in Cena and Daniel Bryan. You already know my thoughts. It's just, I don't believe he's going to win, Daniel Bryan. And if he does, it's going to be very brief. When it comes to CM Punk and Brock Lesnar, I am way more interested in that one. But the true match that I want to see in the true rivalry is a Cody Rhodes and Damien Sandow. For the simple fact, you have two good performers who have been stuck together, who is doing great, and were not allowed to get over. Separate, they could get over very easily if they're allowed the opportunity. Damien is a great talent. He has good mic skills, very good mic skills. He can tell a very good story in the ring. His physique may not be monstrous like a Batista, but he has a good enough physique he can get away with it. And he has good in-ring presence. He could do great. Cody is a much smaller man. But he has good mic skills. He has good charisma. Telling a story in the ring, he can tell a good story in the ring. He doesn't have good in-ring presence. But it's not the point. You could still get over even with 3, maybe 4 tools in the toolbox. Neither one of these guys got great physiques, but it's not the point. They're not big and bulky, but you don't always have to have big and bulky to get over. Both these men could get over as a heel or a face. But unfortunately, the WWE will not pull the trigger. They won't. What do you think is going to happen with Cody Rhodes with the main event scene? Do you believe Cody Rhodes is going to get the opportunity to go after the Money in the Bank at SummerSlam? Unless they put the stipulation there, this is just going to be a regular match. They're just going to end their feud. It would be better if they had to fight over the Money in the Bank briefcase, which is awesome in leather. I didn't say it before, but it is awesome. Oh, man, that briefcase looked awesome. For me personally, this is the only feud I'm more interested in. I love this feud. The last thing I want to just talk about briefly is the Maddox. I already said the Maddox is the one who needed to help. And I know some people are going to say, dude, Brad Maddox is shit. He ain't that good. But it's not the point. Vince, Triple H, and Stephanie in some form or fashion have signed off on this man to have this type of time. Even if he's only a good talker. It's not the point. The point is that they decide to give him this shot because they believe in him in some form or fashion. Even if it leads into a storyline that pretty much doesn't give him shit, like McMahon and Triple H. But still, he's the one that's being used, not Vicky. Vicky wouldn't be able to pull it off that well. And I know she's been around longer than him, and she does have has ability to do it. But he's been given this shot. And this is something we should not just throw it away because we just don't like the guy because he's a Maddox. He has some ability that may be flowered later in years. Look at Alex Riley at this moment. I saw the last NXT episode. And Alex Riley was on commentary. Thank you, Mr. Parkin. I still haven't seen it constantly yet. But I have seen this episode of NXT was last week. And I can tell you, Alex Riley is a great announcer. Hopefully become polished enough that he can go to SmackDown. And maybe one day we get him on Raw. We're not going to be able to keep all those guys that are on Raw forever. I want to see Alex Riley as a main commentator. He's that good. So these are my thoughts on this Raw and maybe a little bit thrown in from NXT. And I hope you subscribe and comment to Zane's View. And I hope you love this mixed bag of wrestling. Give me your thoughts on what I just said. And you have a good day. And just to say this, because I really haven't said it much. Still kind of awkward about it. I have a Google Plus page. I just got put into a circle with somebody. I am not really great on interaction in that way yet. I'm a shy guy. But I would like to know, would you actually consider wanting to talk more on my Google Plus page, as well as this, about Zane's View, about wrestling and anything else? At least one person give me a comment about that. I'm not asking you to join it or to even look at it. Just, I want to know if you consider that being a good idea for me. Have a good day.